Welcome back, children. Uh, so, in the last class, we are discussing about Babur. He founded the Mughal dynasty. Okay, after defeating Ibrahim Khan Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in the year 1526. Okay, and he took over the Delhi and some other areas and established the Mughal rule in India. And after that, after his death, his son Humayun, he came to the power. Humayun in the beginning he defeated his enemies, and but later lost to Sher Shah Suri, an Afghan ruler, and thereafter he fled to Persia, and therefore there he stayed for 15 years. And when the Mughal, when the Afghan rule weakened in India, once again he raided India and conquered Delhi. Okay, but he too died soon after his son Akbar and Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. He came to the power. Akbar, he was an illiterate. You can say that Akbar was an illiterate, but he was looked after his uncle by name Bayram Khan. We can say that. Okay, under his guidance, he became one of the great kings of India. We can say that Akbar. So here I told you that he dreamt of building a vast empire, and then in order to do this, he requested the mighty Rajput rulers to support him. Some Rajput rulers they supported him, whereas one Rana Pratap of Mewad he opposed Akbar. As a result, there was a battle between these two, and Akbar defeated Rana Pratap, but Rana Pratap did not bow to Akbar. Finally, Akbar what he did is he conquered Gujarat, Bengal, Kashmir, and some other areas, and finally established the vast empire, we can say that. And after establishing the vast empire, and it became necessary for him to say, in order to secure his empire, so he got his empire built, vast empire built, and now it is a problem for him to look after that vast empire to in order to secure, in order to keep his empire safe from the attacks of the enemies. He had to win the trust of the Hindu nobles and the Hindu subjects who formed the majority. As a result, he appointed the Hindu nobles and the Hindu nobles to the highest positions in his court. Okay, the Mughal courts were open to one and all, we can say that. So this is how he managed, and he was tolerant towards the other religions. And thereafter he built a new capital called Fatehpur Sikri, and there he built one Ibadat Khana. And invited various leaders of various Islamic sects, and also other communities like Hindu, Jain, Buddhist, Parsis, and Christians, to discuss their religious issues or religious matter over the religion. So as a result, these discussions resulted in the emergence of a new sect called Deen Ilahi. So which Deen Ilahi, it consisted of many best principles of the different religions, but did not attract many followers. It did not attract the many followers, right? So this is, and then and after that I told you that Akbar, he had some great poets in his courts like Faizi, Abul Fazl, and Birbal. Was the excellent poets of his court. Tansen, the famous immortal singer, was present in his court. Akbar, he made notable contribution to painting and architecture, we can say that. And after him, Akbar's son Jahangir, he came to the power. Jahangir was also a well-known ruler who is also in the history, there are some things like Jahangir, and Jahangir, the other name of Jahangir, we can call him as Salim, where he had a love story with Anarkali. It's a famous famous movie. Already I told you that. Then after Akbar, only two rulers, they maintained the good relationship with the people, we can say that. That is, one is Jahangir and another is Shah Jahan. They ruled according to the principles of his grandfather and father, we can say that. Jahangir's father and Shah Jahan's grandfather. Okay, they ruled according to that. That means the Mughal courts were open to one and all, and they maintained a familiarity with the people. they loved people, and they did not discriminate among the peoples, we can say that. Okay, Shah Jahan is known for today's Taj Mahal and Red Fort at Delhi, or and other places are recognized with his name. Okay, and today let's move to Aurangzeb. Let's move to Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb, his period starts from 1652 to 1652 to 1707. 1707. I think. Wait. I think 1659 to 1707. So Shah Jahan's son Aurangzeb. Who was Aurangzeb? Aurangzeb was son of Shah Jahan, and he is the last well-known Mughal ruler or the Mughal emperor. Okay, and this Aurangzeb, he ruled for about 50 years. He ruled for about 50 years and expanded his empire in all direction, but at end it declined rapidly. But at the end, his empire declined rapidly, we can say that. Okay, it is true that when we go at a certain speed, no doubt we fall at a certain speed only, we can say that. For every beginning there is a ending, we can say that. Okay, so who was Aurangzeb? Aurangzeb was son of Shah Jahan, and he was the last well-known Mughal ruler after Akbar, we can say that. Okay, and what is the term he ruled for? He ruled for about 50 years. And to say that, we can say that he had a vast empire than the Akbar. He had a vast empire than the Akbar, we can say that. Right? So let's see about Aurangzeb. So Aurangzeb, he was an orthodox person, or an orthodox Muslim, we can say that. He stayed away from drinking wine, gambling, entertainment, and music. That means Aurangzeb, he did not, as an orthodox Muslim. What do you mean by orthodox? Orthodox is nothing but strict, we can say that. Strict and followers of their conscience. So followers of conscience. Conscience is nothing but mansakshi ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. Manasu Sakshi. Whatever his will tells him, that only will be doing, we can say that. Okay, there are many orthodox people in the society. Even in Hinduism are there, in Muslims, in Islamic are there. In Islam also there are many orthodox Muslims, whereas in Christianity also there are many orthodox Christians, we can say that. So it's quite common. So here Aurangzeb was an orthodox Muslim, and he was the ruler of his conscience. That means he ruled according to his conscience. Then he stayed away from drinking wine, gambling, entertainment, and music. So drinking is injurious to health. Okay, as you all know that he stayed away from drinking wine or drinking alcohol, we can say that. Gambling is nothing but just like Jujata in Kannada, we can call it as Jujata, we can say that. Ispatadadu and other things in which we lose our property. One will be the win, one may win and one may lose. Just like you might have heard this gambling, where you can see is the dice play that was played between Pandavas and the Kauravas. After losing this what do you call that game, after losing this game to Kauravas, Pandavas, they went to exile for 14 years. So that was the effect of the gambling, we can say that. Gambling should not be there in the country, because due to this many families will get devastated, we can say that. Okay, and also he stayed away from entertainment and music. He did not like any kind of entertainment like drama, dance, and other things and all. And he stayed away from and he stayed completely away from music, we can say that. Whereas Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Akbar, and other rulers, they encouraged the entertainment and music. Okay, so here Aurangzeb he is completely away or he completely banned the entertainment and music, we can say that, right? And he led a simple life. Aurangzeb, he led a simple life. Okay. And now here it comes. He gave up the liberal policies of Akbar. Akbar was liberal. Liberal is nothing but freedom. He was very freedomatic with the people. Akbar, he moved well with the people. Okay, he was very close to the people. He solved the problems of the people, and he did not discriminate among the people. Whereas Aurangzeb, he gave up all the liberal policies of Akbar, and after that he reimposed jizya. He reimposed the tax called jizya. Okay, this led to many political rebellions. That means the people, they came out on the roads and went against the Akbar, we can say that. Sorry, I went against the Aurangzeb for reimposing the jizya. Okay, when Akbar, he came to the power, he withdrew that tax. He withdrew that, or he abolished the taxes called jizya, which was imposed only on the non-Muslims. Non-Muslims are nothing but the persons who are not the Muslims. They are called non-Muslims. Okay, so this is how he became the enemy of many people, or the many communities, we can say that. Okay, or the majority of the subjects, they started to hate the Aurangzeb. Okay, this was the one such reason the majority of the subjects started to hate the Aurangzeb. Whereas Aurangzeb was a good, but the thing is that after imposing a tax called jizya, he became unpopular. And the people started to hate and dislike him. Okay, and then Sikh rebellion. Some rebellions took place here. Rebellions is nothing but, in Kannada I can call it as dangegalu ant helತೀನಿ, riots or something like that. Okay, so the Sikhs were provoked by Aurangzeb's religious policy. Sikh, the founder of Sikhism, the people belonging to the Sikhism, they were provoked by Aurangzeb's religious policy. They did not like the policy that was introduced by Akbar. Okay. So here the Sikh Guru Tej Bahadur was publicly executed in Delhi. His son Guru Govinda Simha organized a Sikh community into a militant sect. The members were designated as Singh, lion. They had to possess 5 Ks, Kesh, Kanga, sword, a pair of knickerbockers, steel bracelets. Okay, so what happens here? I told you that the people went against him. Again, especially the Sikh Guru Tej Bahadur was publicly executed in Delhi. Executed is nothing but he was publicly murdered in Delhi. Who? The Sikh Guru Tej Bahadur. So as a result, his son Guru Gobind Simha, he turned Sikh community into a militant sect. He turned that Sikh community, the Sikh people who were very common in nature, he turned them to a militant sect. That means he made them to learn or to fight against the Aurangzeb. They like becoming the soldiers. Okay, so these members, the Sikh members, were designated as Singh. They were called as Singh. The meaning of Singh is lion. Okay, you might have heard the film name Singham is nothing but, so here it means lion. And whoever is a Singh, he had to possess 5 Ks. That means, what do you mean? What are the 5 Ks here? Kesh is nothing but hair. Okay, long hair. Then Kanga, comb. Then Kirpan, sword. What do you mean by sword? Khadga. Okay. Then Kacha Kacha is nothing but a pair of knicker blockers. A pair of knicker blockers and a steel bracelet. And a steel bracelet. When you see a Sikh, you find all these things in common. Okay, they will have long hairs. In order to have the Sikhs, they have the long hairs, and in order to cover their long hairs, they wear a turban on it. Okay, they wear a turban to cover their long hair, whereas always they have the kanga in their pockets, we can say that. And even the sword is also present. If you see a particular Sikh, you can notice all these things. Kesh, long hair, then comb, it will be present with them. Sword will be present them, and a pair of knicker blockers, pajama, we can call it as a pajama, we can say that. And khara is nothing but a steel bracelet or kada, okay, which we wear in the hands, okay, wrist. This custom is prevalent among even Sikhs today. So even today we can see the Sikhs wearing all these things. So rebellions, so dangegalu ant ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. The Sikhs and the Rajputs opposed Aurangzeb in North India. See, who opposed Aurangzeb in North India? The Sikh and the Rajputs. Already I told you that Sikh Guru Tej Bahadur was publicly executed, and due to that his son Guru Gobind Singh, he turned Christian, what do you call that, a Sikh community into a militant sect and fought against the Aurangzeb, we can say that. And now it is one more person has joined it to this struggle, that is that is nothing but what do you call that, Shivaji is also there. The Sikh and the Rajputs, they strongly opposed Aurangzeb. Sikh and the Rajputs, they strongly opposed the Aurangzeb in the North India, whereas in South, Shivaji rose in revolt in the Deccan. Shivaji rose the revolt in the Deccan, or Shivaji took the leadership of the revolt in the Deccan against the Aurangzeb, we can say that. Okay, so who opposed Aurangzeb in North India? The Sikh and the Rajputs. They opposed in North India, whereas in the Deccan or in the South, we can say that Shivaji opposed the policy of he was against the policy of the what do you call that, Aurangzeb. Okay, so these revolts or these rebellions, due to these rebellions and revolts, Aurangzeb had to lose his wealth, a large part of army, lost his prestige, and many provinces became free. Being exhausted, that means being tired, he died in Deccan. With his death, Mughal Empire was greatly weakened. We can say that. So why did Aurangzeb become unpopular? Aurangzeb became unpopular mainly because of reimposing a tax called jizya, which was abolished by Akbar. Okay, so due to this, rebellions took place in North India, that means started by Rajputs and the Sikhs, and in the Deccan, Shivaji, but it all costed Aurangzeb in losing the enormous wealth, a large part of the army, and his prestige. He lost even his prestige also, and many provinces became free. That means the provincial governors, they declared their independence. And due to this, that means Aurangzeb, he was spending much of his time in the Deccan politics. He was spending much of his time in the Deccan politics, and due to this, being exhausted is nothing but getting tired or feeling loneliness, he died in the Deccan. After his death, the Mughal kingdom declined. The Mughal kingdom or the Mughal empire was greatly weakened and started to decline, we can say that. Okay, so administration. So next, how about the administration of the Akbar's, what do you call that, Mughals, we can say here. Okay, the judgment of the empire was final in all the matters. The judgment of the emperor was final in all the matters, right? Who gave the judgments here? The judgments are were given by the emperor, and his judgment was final in all the matters. So today we are having the judiciary who gives his verdicts or the judgment, and one has to bind to it. Okay. Kingdom was divided into provinces, that means subhas we can say that, and then to districts, sarkars, and taluks, paraganas. Okay, and the Kotwal looked after the after law and order. Kotwal looked after the law and order in the cities. As you all know that even today India is divided into 28 states and 9 union territories. So as per my knowledge, 28 states and 9 union territories. Why it is divided? The country is divided for the betterment of the administration. For the betterment of the administration. It is not possible for the Prime Minister or the President of India to look after the whole country. Okay, as a result, the country is divided into union territories and the states, and the states are divided into divisions. Okay, and each states are divided into divisions, and divisions into districts into what do you call that, taluks into hoblis into gramas into villages and something like that. And after that, even they are divided into the streets, we can say that. Okay, why? It is for the betterment of the administration, and for particular this thing, what do you call that, for a state there is a chief minister to look after the to look after the, what do you call that, people, whereas the governor will be the head of the administration. Okay, and in the taluk level, the Tahsildar will be looking after the day-to-day administration. In the village secretary will be looking after the day-to-day administration. At the district level is deputy commissioner will be in the charge of the district. Okay, governor is for the state. Okay, so these are the executives who look after the day-to-day administration in the country, we can say that. This is how the country runs here. Okay, so like this. And even here the emperor possessed all civil and military powers. In Mughal kingdom, the empire he possessed, that means he had all civil and military powers with him itself. Okay, and his judgment was final in all the matters. So revenue system. Akbar's minister, already I told you that Akbar's minister Raja Todarmal. Okay, he was the revenue minister of the Akbar. Land revenue was fixed based on the fertility of the soil. Land revenue was fixed on the basis of the fertility of the soil. I told you that. So as is the fertility and the agricultural facilities were available, according to that the people, they had to pay the taxes to the government. It was a very good we can say that it was a very good move, we can say that, by Raja Todarmal. Next, coming to the literature. Mughals patronized Persian literature. So here Akbarnama is the work of Abul Fazl. Akbarnama, who is the author of Akbarnama? Akbarnama is the work of Abul Fazl. Okay, Dara Suko, a Mughal prince, translated Bhagavad Gita. Do you know who was Dara Suko? Dara Suko was the brother of Aurangzeb. Dara Suko was the brother of Aurangzeb. He was murdered by Aurangzeb. To become an emperor. Aurangzeb, he murdered his brother Dara Suko. Dara Suko was a very well-known scholar, and as a result, we can see here that he translated Bhagavad Gita. Not just that, at the same time, Bhakti saints like Tulsidas, who wrote the Ramacharitamanasa. Okay, Tulsidas. It is said to Tulsidas, who is said to be the second Valmiki. Tulsidas is said to be the second Valmiki after he wrote a excellent work called Ramacharitamanasa in Hindi. He belonged to this period. He belonged to the Mughal period, we can say that. Mughal patronized Persian literature or the Persian languages. Persian literature or the Persian language, we can say that. Which language did they patronize? Persian language. Okay. Some famous historians of this period are Abul Fazl Nizamuddin Badauni. Okay, who were the famous historians of the Mughal period? Abul Fazl Nizamuddin Badauni were the famous historians of the Mughal period, we can say that. Next, coming to the architecture. So Akbar built a new capital by name Fatehpur Sikri near Agra. Where is Fatehpur Sikri? It is near Agra, where this Taj Mahal is located. There itself, there is just few kilometers, just 30 kilometers away from this thing, what you call that, Agra, we can say that, Fatehpur Sikri. And then you know that who built that capital? Akbar built the capital, new capital, Fatehpur Sikri, where he built that Ibadat Khana and discussed his religious issue with the various Islamic sects and other different religions, religious scholars, which led to the emergence of a new sect called Deen Ilahi, as I already told you that. Okay, then after that, so this has magnificent palaces and mosques. So this Fatehpur Sikri has magnificent palaces and mosques. The new capital, Fatehpur Sikri, has magnificent. Magnificent is nothing but big. They are having very enormous or gigantic palaces, and the mosques are present in Fatehpur Sikri. And after that, the entrance to Jama Masjid, that is Buland Daraza, is the tallest in India and 40 meters tall. And it is 40 meters tall. Buland Darwaza is nothing but the gate, entrance hall. It is nothing but the entrance hall, which is 40 meters tall. We can say that, right? And Taj Mahal, okay, symbol of love, we can say that. I told you that it was built in memory of Mumtaz Begum or Mumtaz Mahal, the wife of Shah Jahan. Okay, so it is world famous and it is one of the wonders of the world, we can say that today. It was built by Shah Jahan. Okay, and there are tombs of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz in mausoleum. In Taj Mahal itself, we can see the tombs of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Begum or Mumtaz Mahal, we can say that. And also I told you that Shah Jahan is well known for building a Red Fort at Delhi, and Humayun's tombs are in Delhi. These are the things. Which one? In Fatehpur Sikri we can see palaces and mosques, magnificent palaces and mosques. Okay, then Buland Daraza, which is 40 meters tall, and then Taj Mahal and Red Fort at Delhi. These are some of the notable contributions to art and architecture by the Mughals, we can say that. Next, coming to the painting. We can see this is the Humayun's tomb built by this is the Humayun's tomb. I think it was built by Akbar. It is in Delhi, right? This is the picture of Humayun's tomb in Delhi, we can say that. So this is Fort Agra. This is the Fort of Agra. This is the Red Fort Delhi. This is the Red Fort of Delhi. See, already you can see the national flag is being hoisted there. Next, coming to the painting. There were more than 100 artists in the Akbar's court. Okay, there were more than hundreds or hundreds of artists were present in the Akbar's court. And what do you call that? The art of painting reached the peak under Jahangir. I told you that Jahangir was more interested in the art of painting than in the warfare. And the peak to the painting it reached during the period of Jahangir, we can say that. Whereas Aurangzeb, who is said to be the orthodox man, did not encourage the painting and music, did not encourage the painting and music, we can say that. So here is Tansen, the immortal singer. Tansen was the immortal singer, we can say that. Okay, Tansen, remarkable of Akbar's court. Okay, Jahangir and Shah Jahan encouraged music. Aurangzeb banned the music. Okay, who encouraged the music here? Aurangzeb, Jahangir and Shah Jahan. Jahangir and Shah Jahan encouraged the music, whereas Aurangzeb banned the music. He did not like in music, so Aurangzeb he banned the music. However, music lingered in the hearts of the people. Even today, the what do you call that? Music exists in the minds and hearts of the people. So finally, we are at the what do you call that? Last session to the lesson. Last session of the lesson. That is the decline of the Mughal Empire. That is the decline of the Mughal Empire. So for every opening, there is a ending. For every opening, there is an ending, we can say that. Okay, just like we can say that victory and defeat are the two faces of a single coin. Where there is a victory, there is a defeat. Where there is a sorrow, where there is a sorrow, where there is a life, there is a death. So it's quite common. So the empire began to decline towards the end of Aurangzeb's reign. Okay, so after the death of Aurangzeb, the kingdom began to decline. And one thing I want to tell you that, so how much vast empire you are having, or how much big is your house, that much only the danger is to you. That much only, that much danger you will have to face. Because your enemies are already what do you call that? They will be at waiting for an opportunity to get your house or to get your empire. Okay, understood? So the chieftains became corrupt. Corrupt. So what do you mean by the chieftains became corrupt here? Chieftains are the nobles who provided the help. The nobles are the kingdoms which were under the control of the Mughal Empire. The kingdoms which were under the control of the Mughal Empire, they became corrupt, or the nobles, they became the corrupt. Okay, and started to fight against the Mughal Empire, we can say that. Intense fighting took place among the claimants to the throne. After the death of Aurangzeb, we can say that there was clashes. There were the clashes among the family members for ascending the throne, or to become the king, there were many fights to occupy the throne. Okay, this is also one of the reason for the decline, we can say that. The provincial governors took the advantage of the situation and declared their independence. The governors who looked after some areas and all, they declared their independence when they came to know that when they were all aware of the Mughals' weakness and infighting. When there was infighting for the power in between the family members and all, these governors, provincial governors, they took the advantage of it and declared their independence and started to rule their country on their own. Okay, so Aurangzeb's desire to convert India into Islamic sect met with the opposition everywhere. So like Aurangzeb, like Akbar had a dream of building a vast empire, and in order to build a vast empire, he had to earn the hearts of the Hindus who formed the majorities and all, and he did it, and that is the reason he saved his kingdom for a long time, we can say that. Whereas Aurangzeb, who was a religious fanatic, we can say that. He wanted to convert whole India into an Islamic sect. He wanted to convert whole India into an Islamic state. So this met the opposition everywhere. This policy, or this his thought met with the opposition everywhere. That is the reason the Sikh, the Rajputs, and Hindu nobles, and the Marathas, they all went against the Aurangzeb. Okay, this is also one such region, we can say that. The prolonged war, the prolonged warfare with the Sikhs, the Rajputs, and the Marathas fully exhausted the resources of the empire. Okay, in order to fight against the Sikhs, Nadir Shah, a Persian invader, raided Delhi. That means he invaded India and raided Delhi, and he amassed the wealth from the Mughals, which the Mughals had accumulated for over 2 centuries. He looted that amount. We can say that Nadir Shah, he plundered or he looted the amount that was amassed by the Mughals over a period of 2 centuries. Was taken now was taken away by Persian invader Nadir Shah. He also carried the world famous Kohinoor diamond and the peacock throne of Shah Jahan. Peacock throne is nothing but Mayura Simhasana. We can also call it as Mayura Simhasana. Okay, he carried both world famous Kohinoor diamond and the peacock throne of Shah Jahan. And finally, the treasury of Mughals, it became empty, and hence it became the reason for their decline. That means the Mughal Empire the Mughal Empire ended or declined, we can say that. So here is interesting fact about the Kohinoor diamond. Kohinoor diamond was found in the Kollur mines near Golconda in Andhra Pradesh, and then it passed from hands to hands. For example, first it came to the Mughals, we can say that. So in Kollur mines, it is said that it was found during the Kakatiya dynasty, and thereafter from the exchange of hands, it reached the Mughal Empire. And when Nadir Shah he invaded the Mughal Delhi, actually the Mughal emperor had hid that Kohinoor diamond in his turban. But what do you call that? Nadir Shah, he came to know that the precious Kohinoor diamond, which is said to be the mountain of light. Kohinoor diamond is nothing but in Persia it is said to be the mountain of light. He came to know from one of his servants' maid. That means emperor's servant's maid. She gave a clue that the emperor had hid it in his turban. Okay, and finally Nadir Shah he made an agreement, saying that he wanted to exchange their turbans to each other. That he wanted to exchange their turbans to each other, but the Mughal emperor was not at all willing to exchange his turban. Finally, forcibly Nadir Shah he took away the turban from that which he found this Kohinoor diamond. So this Kohinoor diamond he took it to Persia, we can say that. And at the same time, it is also there are some legendary tales that says that this Kohinoor diamond, to whoever it passes, to the male ruler, their kingdom becomes declined. That means their kingdom will get devastated, we can say that. Okay, for example, when it passed on to the hands of the Nadir Shah he became a pauper, we can say that. And thereafter it went to the Ranjit Singh of Punjab, I think so. And after that his son Dulip Singh, he got that Kohinoor diamond, and finally he gave it to the British. British Empire. That went to the hands of the British Empire. Finally, the Queen of England, it is particularly not known here, from generation to generation it had been changed there. So I can say that one of the queens of the British Empire, she cut that Kohinoor diamond and inserted on her, that means in her crown, we can say that. Okay, so that is the reason British Empire it lasted for about 200 to 3 centuries in India. Okay, this is the fact. It is said that some diamonds they are good for the women and some diamonds are good for the men, we can say that. So finally I can say that Kohinoor diamond did not, that means it did not get set for the male, we can say that, male rulers. Okay, as a result, the queen of the England, she cut that, and she inserted in her crown. As a result, it lasted for that British Empire, it lasted for about 2 to 3 centuries, more than 2 to 3 centuries, we can say that. Okay, this is the story of the Kohinoor diamond, and he also carried the peacock throne or Mayura throne or Mayura Simhasana of Shah Jahan to Persia. Okay, right now the peacock throne of Shah Jahan is present in Persia, we can say that, or in Iran. Presently, it is called Iran. So, as a result, the treasury of the Mughals completely became ended, and with this, the kingdom or the empire declined. The empire declined.